fantastic. Starting with a large campaign in 2006, they managed to secure a 1.3 million subsidy from Bristol City Council over 3 years to improve services on the Severn Beach line, putting in 2 extra trains an hour to provide a 40-minute service through most of the day.
There's been a 90% increase in passenger usage on the Severn Beach line, which is the second highest of all branch lines throughout the country.
The FoSBR campaign back in 2007 helped to persuade the council of the need to invest in our local rail.
In 1975 I came to live in Montpellier, and I was really impressed by the fact that we did have this local train service. But it's always been under threat, and it's only due to campaigning, first of all, that we have kept this local service, and then again campaigning to make sure it was on a more frequent basis so that people could rely on it and use it.
The Severn Beach line also links you into other services like the Bradford-on-Avon train, which you can catch from Temple Meads and do a cycle ride there and back, especially in the summer. It's just wonderful just to get on this train, onto another train, and be out in the fantastic countryside by the River Avon.
And what we would like is to see some of the fiscal advantages of the improved service reinvested. You don't need so much subsidy because you've got more passengers.
When the contract for Severn Beach line was renegotiated, I think earlier this year, there was a £200,000 saving or so. Now I'd like to see that saving ring-fenced and spent on local rail and not diverted and spent on other things.
So that subsidy could well go to improving the evening service, which is still pretty poor.
Evening services are very important because that's when most people have leisure time. And in the early part of the evening, that's when most people come home from work.
If I'm coming back from Temple Meads and I miss the 8:30, that's it till 10:15.
There's still, of course, very frustrating connection problems. People coming back from London, for example, and missing their connection to stations on the Severn Beach line by minutes.
Each week now, for the next year, I'm travelling to London on a Tuesday, coming back on a Friday, and I'm looking after my 2 grandchildren there. It's a 5-leg journey. The Redland train is the first leg of that journey, and I rely upon it getting me here in time to catch this Wellington train. If you're relying upon it for a connection, well then it can get quite stressful. Returning home, obviously, it would be really nice if they were more frequent. Sometimes it just wouldn't make sense to wait for the next train.
Frequently I come in from, say, London or places in Sussex to Temple Meads, and I get in, say, at 10:30 at night. Things are pretty much finished here as far as the Severn Beach line is concerned at 10:30 at night. So if there was a decent 40-minute service that carried on through to, say, midnight, that would pick up people like me as well as people trying to get home from friends across the city.
This line would be a great deal more useful if it didn't terminate at Temple Meads, if it went through the congested part of the city, across the rivers, near the beauty of Bristol, but they're also our transport problem, through to Bedminster, Parsons Street, and ideally I think Ashton Gate, until such time as you can get it through to Portishead.
It seems like such a no-brainer when the track's already there and the stations are there. If we had a link across the city, I could get from here to Ashton Gate when I go to football on a Saturday. There is a station there that could be opened, but even without that, at Bedminster or Parsons Street, I could leave my car here. Not only would we be saving on fuel and congestion, it would also save me irritating the residents by having to park outside their house, and then I could drink a few more ciders in the pubs there, and that would contribute to the local economy as well.
I go and visit Tess Green, who's our other Green Party councillor. She lives down here in Bedminster, which the extension of this line and the increased frequency would be a great help. At the moment, I'm having to cycle all the time. This is Bristol, it does rain quite a lot, and it would be fantastic if I could just catch the train straight from my house in Montpellier down to Bedminster and pop in and see Tess so we could get our business done a lot easier.
We have already proved that the need is there, the problem is there, and so one very simple step, I will be asking my local councillor to support investing sufficiently to have an additional train in the evening so that there is more or less the 40-minute service we have in the daytime.
We're going to be badgering the City Council about providing a decent evening service on the Severn Beach line, decent cross-city integration. I'm going to be putting a question to the council to ask just what the hell they're going to be doing with their powers that they have to try and make this a reality. But really it is, join your local organisations, join national organisations, put your name down, show that you care, and then the more people that we have on board, the more likely it is that we're going to succeed.